They come to do what's it? They come to do the electric cable yesterday outside the house, and Bob was terrorising them.
Oh, let's turn that down.
You know he's like Bob.
Oh, Bob. Right. Hello. Welcome. I know we've not done one for a week or so, but this is probably the best one to last. Got driver profile episode 7 with the gaffer, the boss himself, Peckish-panda. Some of you might
TV on Facebook and YouTube.
I'm not. Some of you might know his voice if you're in the world of daytime TV.
Oh, he's been a bit of a big dosser as well somewhere along the line.
Yeah, he's done that as well. And I hope you enjoy it.
And does TV on Facebook and YouTube.
Who?
For all your racing
Baz
videos.
TV.
Baz TV.
Oh, there we go.
Don't forget to search up Mr. Starter Jason Garner fan club on Facebook. We are trying
to get Danny Longden.
And does TV on Facebook and
we are trying
YouTube.
to get Jason in a saloon stock car for the Thursday night at the July.
Oh, you need
UK
a couple of
Speed
tire levers
weekend.
and some Vaseline.
And if you can't make it, be sure to have a look on Daz TV on Facebook and YouTube because it'll be on there.
And that Raj TV.
Where's that? Baz TV.
Daz TV, yeah.
Right, we might as well start with the first question.
Oh my word!
I know what, and you've not got these voice, so this is completely winging it tonight. How long have you raced Arena for?
Since I opened it, 2019.
It was lockdown, wasn't it?
No, we opened it before lockdown.
I can't remember.
It was after I put Rookie in the wall because he was being a dick and he got upset.
Well, yeah.
Don't believe that for 1 minute.
Well, yeah, that was lockdown. Never mind.
That helped me, I think.
That Fat Man 515 won it for that final that night somehow.
Yeah, you helped me that night, didn't you?
I didn't help you. No, I just put Rookie in the wall, mush.
Well, you shouldn't have started on you, should he, really?
Well, he did drive the door me, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. Classic.
Talking of walls, Kieran likes the wall, I know, don't he?
Oh, yeah. Kieran does like the wall.
So, yeah, 2019, when I hadn't had the game long, I'll come on and kept jumping out of trees. Poor old Ginge. Got battered, she did.
She did get battered. And that's
Just a bit.
When you met the world famous Beef as well. He weren't Beef then, was he? He was quiet.
No, he was very quiet. He was like a quiet boy.
He still might be a quiet boy for all we know.
A queer boy?
Well, yeah, he could be.
No, but then there was Nathan, Race King.
Oh no.
He used to get hammered on a Sunday night.
Yeah.
And I still can't believe he opened his front door to have a waz on the street most weeks.
When he turned Declan's PlayStation off because he took him out.
Didn't turn it off, he just ripped the plug out. We can't say what he called him either, because that's nice. No.
Can't say that. Anything you want to add to that, Darren?
Yeah, no, you're all right. Carry on.
Carry on. What's your favourite?
Live on Daz TV.
Yeah.
What's
Facebook
your favourite
Formula
to race on the league?
On this one,
Yeah.
Crashing Formula.
Crashing Formula, bangers.
Crashing Formula. Put all them crybabies in. They don't like it up on Mr. Mannering. That's the problem with them.
And they don't like it, do they?
No, we've very few rules. We ain't got 11 rules, but we've got some rules.
Yeah, we've got some.
And we have a good laugh. And that's the main thing. If people don't like that, then they want all these rules, then they can go and race elsewhere, really, can't they?
Well, that's what it's about, isn't it? Having a laugh.
Yeah.
We all get on.
It's a game, it's Wreckfest.
Yeah.
It's a game for kids, really. But it's just for having a laugh, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Well, we are. We're all big kids, aren't we, really, at heart?
I don't know. I might be. I'll have a look next time I have a look. I know there's some big ears.
Yeah, we know where's
And a big nose.
Yeah, and a big nose.
Well, we ain't seen big nose for a long time. Busy being the eye-up on the track, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, one lap.
Well, is he on there? Is he on Dad's TV? No big nose.
He's not on Facebook, I don't think, at the minute.
It's his fault, anyway. Grey and black.
Yeah, we'll blame him.
Yeah, just blame it on him. Blame the eye.
Treacle as well.
Treacle reckons he's got some grey paint somewhere. It's never been sort of really, I don't know. We get to a point where we just go back to grey and black, and then it just happens, don't it? Let's
Grey
be
and black is back.
You know, hold on tight, you're going in.
We're just saying it's your fault, Paul. We're in grey and black, and you've got grey paint somewhere.
We've never had many get stroppy, but when they get stroppy, they get told.
We've had a few kick off because you don't like it.
Yeah.
I have.
Question number
the
2.
clues in the game. Wreckfest.
We've had a few as well that give it large and then they can't take it.
No, and then sometimes we get people under our wings that have been bullied by other people because they were right at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So that's why we found Darren, because he was getting bullied by his cousin Jason, and
Yeah.
we took Darren under our wing, and we just ended up with Jason.
No comment. Is that on Das TV?
Cheers, mate.
Jason's.
Is he? Mr. Starter?
Mr. Starter is. Right.
So, go on. Question number 2.
Question number 3.
Number 3? We've done number 2 already?
Yes, we've done number 2 already. What's your favourite meeting that you've taken part in?
Got bit Mad Mob Memorial, innit? Daft old cunt he was. Hey, there's old Mad Mob, but God bless him. The only bloke to go and chew a bit of scrap in the middle of London and get caught because he's run out of petrol. Well, out of diesel in his truck, full of lead off the church. And he goes and has a heart attack. An old dodgy ticker, and he's popped one then. I wonder if they set fire to his camper van. Because he was a pikey, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was a pikey, definitely a pikey. He was old redskin pikey because he lived in house, really, but he was all right.
He used to make beef off on his Instagram lives.
It's every time, though, he used to put mouldy old dough on. Didn't matter what we were doing, straight on with mouldy old dough.
Full blast as well.
Yeah. And then I think his missus must have chucked him out the house once or twice because he was live from his camper van, wasn't he?
Yeah. Over road.
That's the one. That's his one.
Right, over to you now, Darren.
Right then, because Dale has trouble saying this one.
Yes.
Most memorable meeting you have won?
Won? Me and Race King, mate. Team champions. Teams of 2. Still got the gold roof for it, not been defeated.
Fair enough.
No, that was over about, I think, 8 legs probably, something like that. So it wasn't just one meeting, it was like a whole bunch of meetings.
I struggle with 2 legs, fucking hell, let alone 8.
Me and Race King took that. Yeah, good old Race King.
We need him back, really, don't we?
No, fucking pain in the arse. He comes back, that's Declan scratching his knee.
Oh no. We've had enough of him and his knee bloody scratching.
Oh no, he's alright. Next.
What is
Eminem.
What's your favourite tractor race?
Real life or on here?
On here.
Inner oval, I guess.
Inner oval.
There's a few that said in an oval.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Kingston's all right, but it's
a
it's
tight
one of
track,
them,
isn't it? And if you hit them fucking curves on the inside.
yeah. Bruno Oval, I mean, when we used to do 8v8s, and we were like the first ones doing the 8v8 stuff back in the day, when we were one of the first big teams. And the inner oval, there weren't no Kingston, and the inner oval was the leveller because you couldn't go and hide on the infield. You know, you couldn't pull out the way. You've got to either take it or just like not take it if you don't like it and just press delete and go home.
There's a few that like to go on the infield and hide, isn't there?
Especially that one that big is.
It was different as well because it weren't like other AVA leagues.
No, it weren't. There was no car build rules. There was no rule. Well, the only rule was you didn't go full oppo. But it was first across the line for whatever team it was after 15 laps, and it was then first. Well, we started off first to 5 wins, weren't it?
Yeah.
But then we made it 5 clear wins, which went on a bit long some nights, to be fair.
There weren't videos as well after.
No, videos, £15 if you want to send a video in. And if you send it in, you'll get a free video back in return of Peppa Pig.
Yeah, I remember the oh god. Before you start send any
or
videos.
the woman that's got frogs just pouring out of every orifice.
Yeah, Bert likes that one.
And Bert likes frogs.
Yeah, Bert likes frogs.
Yeah, I see.
Probably what you were doing at King's Lynn for a week, really, toasting a frog.
What, setting fire to frogs? Was he doing, filling the frog up with gas? But yeah, no, they were good old days. It was none of this crying and squealing. It was like you go on with it, and it was good hard racing. To be honest, it weren't. And they said, "Oh, I'm going to send a video." Oh, you've been brake checking me. Oh, come on, grow some balls. It's only a kid's game. Have some fun.
Well, you get that in real life as well, don't you?
No comment.
I think that's what a lot of people lose the plot on, actually. Forgetting it's just a game.
Well, I'm not naming any names, but I've seen plenty of come along from real life that just can't work to the rules of the real life stuff, but then suddenly come in here and want a load of rules, and it's what planet you on? You know, it's again one of them. And then there's them. The flip side of that is them that come in here and give it large, and they can get around these tracks, and you know, come at your head on and everything. They try and do that on a real track and end up in the back of the ambulance.
Nathan Pinder.
Yeah.
No. Fair play. He got nothing around him in that car except the seat. And he's still waving them in. You know, that's. But you do see it. It's when you get out on that real track, it's not as easy as this game at all.
Yeah.
Conditions are different, cars are different, and the car's got to be running right for a start. You can't press X. You're in the wall. Your back ends up your arsehole, and you can't press X to straighten it out.
Well, you can't turn out at it, can you?
No.
You can't wake up with sore. Well, you probably will wake up with sore thumbs, but.
Listen, mate, I've been there, done that, got a T-shirt. I wake up in the morning, I can't even fucking bend enough to wipe my own arse. That's banger racing for you.
Yep.
You have to wait. You have to judge things as you get older with that after being racing, I tell you. That's gone quiet now, isn't it?
I've just been informed that Treacle has a sore thumb.
Treacle's got a sore thumb?
Yeah.
He's got no doors on his car either, mush. I've chawed them. I've got a full stock of doors this week. Plenty of blue ones and black ones.
Over to you, Darren.
Right. Out of all the championships, which one would you like to win the most? If you haven't already won it.
I've already won it, entertainer.
Fair enough.
It's,
other one would you
it's
like
about
to win?
entertaining at the end of the day. Regardless, it's one of them. When I raced years ago properly, yeah, it was nice to have a couple of wins on grass. From the tarmac, I think Webster got on tarmac was a third. In the big stadiums, which is some people, I guess, don't even get that far. But and then again, you got drivers that win loads and loads of stuff. I've got loads of drivers that are mates of mine that have been for a long time. Of course, I was part of Coventry Avengers, and we had world champions in that team, especially Mark Holsworth, who in '95 took the Unlimited Banger World Championship win. And then Dean French, he was figure eight of world champion down at Wimbledon, won that at Wimbledon. So yeah, it's one of them. But we worked as a team. We were team players, and when I raced amongst them at Northampton, my job was to remove anything that was blue and red. In other words, we didn't go past junction 10, which if you're on the M1, you come down the M1, Luton's junction 10.
Very it is.
Yeah, because
That's how I met Tarney, God rest him. Probably one of the best friends I've ever had in the racing fraternity. I do miss the old sod, to be honest. But yeah.
because team racing now isn't what it used to be, is it?
There's not anything as a big team. The only ones that I'll say is a big team, if you want a good team numbers wise, is probably Scrapyard Screamers these days.
Yeah.
The only ones that have got numbers, if you look around, DWO have got 3, maybe 4 on a good day. Condoms, they'll come out with about 6. Team Black, the numbers are creeping up for Team Black again. I think they're probably up to about a dozen if they had a full set. But no, there's nothing like that. The old days, even if you go down to arena days, the squad and the cream team, the blue team, and it was big then. But in the Midlands, we had so many teams. There was Nuneaton Nutters, there was Bed of Barons, Coventry Avengers, and you were talking big numbers. I mean, way before I joined the Avengers in about 93, 94, but going back 20 years before that, there'd be probably about 60, 70 blokes queuing up on a Sunday morning to try and get on the team. And it was a black ball situation at the door. If you got a black ball, that was it, you weren't getting on the team.
Yeah.
So, and then you got the Warriors as well, which is another big Coventry team. And before Coventry closed for bangers, I was I can't even remember how old I was, but my brother took me, and it was Coventry Avengers versus Nuneaton Nutters. And I think Brad Wilson was the captain of the Nuneaton Nutters back then, but they borrowed a few of the Bed of Barons to make the numbers up. But each race had got 20 cars for each team in it. It was full on. But then we had the team championships at Ensford for quite some years. We did well in that as the antimatter team. Me, Big George, Reverse Reg, Dusty Dick, who passed away a bit back, Wilson. I can't think who was a 6th member, but we didn't get scored right in the final because Wilson lost a number off his door. We should have been 3rd overall. But it doesn't matter, it's only a bit of fun, innit? But, yeah, I mean, them sort of days, they're just gone. I mean, all right, yeah, you get Good Friday teams at Milden and all, and that's a good meeting because they're on the East Coast and the Dover boys and that, and there's a few will get together and race that. But the days are gone seeing 20-a-side teams. Or you don't even get the Incrace versus Speedwith team or Incrace versus Buxton anymore because the drivers just ain't there to do it.
Yeah. And I think the line of drivers now is so much different to what they used to be as well, aren't they?
Costs are different.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You want to put a competitive Merc out there to do any good around Ipswich, you want at least 12 grand in your pocket.
Yeah.
You know, if you've got 12 grand in your pocket, you might buy yourself a blue grade F2. You might buy yourself a yellow grade F1.
Yeah.
You know, but you still then got to have the money to repair it. If you think you say 12 grand for that banger, but then you buy the next shelf, so the next shelf's £1,000 or whatever, and you put all the stuff in it. If you got a decent shell, if you're lucky, you're getting the shelves for a couple £100. But then you've got to have the lorry to take it racing, and the lorry's got to conform to a lot of stuff now. And they were stopping coaches on Saturday because there's new rules and regulations with coaches about the number of people that should be in there and the weight limit, and you've got to have the HGV. That's going to be a game changer again because they've got to find people with taco hours available at weekends to drive them coaches if they're going to be pushed that way. Same with the lorries, I guess. You know, it's not Ferrari reward. Well, it's an HGV end of the day. So I don't know which way it'll all depend what the traffic commissioner decides to do in Leeds and whether she wants to be naughty, because I think it's still a woman at the moment, or not. Well, but hey, that's worrying about somewhere in the future. But you know, they said a few years back they were going to bring in CPC for small vans and put small vans on tacos. All these parcel delivery blokes stop them doing 7 days a week. That ain't happened yet.
Yeah. Right,
Next.
over to you, Dale.
Right, question 7. What's your favourite drink?
What?
Your favourite drink?
I like a nice cup of tea, monkey. Got a good nice cup of tea with a couple of sugars in it, monkey. Can't beat a nice cup of tea.
PG tips.
Other than that, it's Jack Daniels and Coke. But then again, last time I done that, I drunk poor old Andy Tidmarsh out of JD. 2 bottles, I think we got through that night.
Okay.
And he was still sat at the table with me. Poor old Paul Adams. I told him to go to bed, give him a black flag because he just couldn't handle it. But, yeah, bit of an headache the next day. But yeah, bit of JD and Coke.
JD. Yeah. I've never really tried.
Although I used to be a brandy drinker one time a day, I could do 2 bottles of brandy on a good session.
One thing I've never drank, brandy.
No, what did I? I think I was like that with lemonade. On my 35th birthday, I had, what did I have, about 8-9 pints and a bottle of brandy. It was a good session.
Still remember?
I still remember, yeah, because I just bought a second-hand shop in Coventry. And instead of going home, I opened a second-hand shop up in the middle of the night and started chucking stuff out. It was by this year's railway bridge, which is now where the ring road runs through. And there was the Sunday morning, because I still got a banging headache, there was this fucking mush up and down on this scrambler. So I got a chair and threw it over the bridge. It didn't go very far on the scrambler when you hit the chair. Come straight off, sailed down. I said, now get your bike and off. No, he didn't argue. He just picked his bike up and went.
Yeah.
Next.
Right. In the league.
In the league, aye.
In the league. Who would you like to see win a World Final?
Well, you know what? It's got to be Mickey Mouse, isn't it?
Everybody said Mickey.
Yeah, everybody said
Yeah, because it just really make his sort of year. Well, just make it for him, wouldn't it? I mean,
it would, yeah.
You know, he's fresh with us. And the lad is as he is. You can't do anything about that, but you can try and be as nice as you can, make things well for him. if we can keep him straight down the straights and not spin out in front of everything, then we'll probably get him through to win a world final somehow. We've got him through to win a couple of DDs, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Christmas.
Yeah, I did actually. Yeah, I had a Christmas tree off Jason. He's got several, I heard.
Is that
Because he's got lights on, like he's got round his box at you know, that box that Tom Harris and Frankie Wayman stood on top of the Skegness. That Dalek he stands in.
He's even got an Easter tree.
An Easter tree?
An Easter tree.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have baubles on it. He has bunny balls.
What do you do?
On
Nail somebody to it? I could do with one of them, mush. I could nail somebody to a tree. That ain't a problem. I still got a hole at the top of my garden. I made a chavvy dig. He dug me a 6x3 by 3 foot deep hole, and he stood in it. I said, "That's for you." I said, "Don't ever upset my wife again." But you know what? Do you know what I realised? And I didn't hit him because once he's lying in that hole, you've got to fill it back in. Then you've got nobody else to fill it in over the top of him, and I wasn't having any of that. People might think I'm joking, but they can come and have a look. There's a hole up there. I'm looking for a customer for it.
Didn't you fall down it one night before you come on PlayStation?
Yes, I did. I forgot it was there. I went up the top, chopping the edge down, and fell in the fucking hole. I was not pleased.
We shouldn't laugh. It is funny.
There's something similar like that happened the other week. What did I? Oh no! I went out the front, and I went down the front garden to get something. There's a bit of wood, and I put my foot on it. It was full of moss, and didn't realise I went flat on my fucking arse. If it went for the dog barking, the missus and the lad wouldn't have come out and found me. Because it was just after I'd had my bad leg, and I was struggling to get her up. The bad leg with nothing to do with the falling in the hole at the top. That's still there, Mr. Green. It's available for you.
So what you need to do is you need to put a sign up in your garden, warning hole. So you know it's there.
That could go in anybody's garden, couldn't it? There's plenty of hole warnings around it now. You know, some of the holes leak, some of them don't. Depends what time of the month it is, and you know, you can get put a warning waterfall in Dave's garden.
Bloody hell!
Dave ain't got a fucking garden.
You not got a garden, Dave? No good. Anybody upset you? Is it where you going to dig a hole, mush?
Well, there's a maggot farm just up the road.
Oh, hey, now they're useful, but you've got to make sure you take the teeth out and shave the hair off them before you get them to the maggots, because otherwise you get traces.
Just set fire
with
to
the pigs.
Burns all the hair off them then.
Because when I used to do a job years ago, we used to go down for Peter's Foods. You just on the top of what do they call it now? The O2, the dome, innit?
Yeah.
Just at the back of the dome, jump in a lorry and go down to what used to be Mad Frankie Fraser's sausage factory in Peckham. Peter's Sausages up out there, but there's no street lighting in that part of Peckham. None whatsoever. So you drive in pure darkness. And you get because I think there's one of the Falls and Horses where they're in the flats where the Denzel's got the lorry, and the lorry Denzel gets in, he's actually in Mad Frankie Fraser's sausage factory. Anyway, I come out there one night, there's a car with no lights, and I thought, this is a bit dodgy, I ain't doing anything else, I'll just keep following it, you know. Got round it and gone. Got back to the depot, it says, do not flash cars without any lights on in Peckham. It's a new initiation ceremony for the gangs, and they're going to shoot at you. So I went down the next night and said, go and fetch the sausage. I said, you can fetch your own fucking sausages.
Sausage.
Okay, now.
Right, what is your real life favourite formula?
Ooh. Stock rods.
Stock rods.
Stock rods is split. It is split because stock rods, and I do like 2 litre hot rods. So I think for me they're better than the national hot rods competitively because everybody's on sort of like an even par. There's a few that are quicker. Boxer was quicker. Since he's had this new car, he ain't been as quick. and that's noticeable. But I don't know what he's done with this new car. But going back to the days of Birmingham Wheels, and they even had them at Coventry a couple of times on the shale. But you get a field of 30 stock rods at it, nose to tail, and they will just train themselves around the track, pushing and boring in the corners, but there's very little leeway. And then, like, anything you don't wish for is something like that happens occasionally, probably at Ensford National Weekend, when we had bigger numbers there of stock rods. And you get somebody like Jaffa just spin out and everything just goes everywhere on the home straight. You might as well have just been racing bangers. But no, stock rods, because I like the stuff that's competitively on par, where everything's regulated. And the only drivers are the drivers that can drive that shine above the rest occasionally before they move on to a different formula, of course. But,
yeah.
I Factors at Birmingham were good. A lot of good racing in I Factors at Birmingham. And a lot of good competitive racing. People used to say, no, I don't want to go to I Factor at Birmingham. Coventry's on the same night. Yeah, Coventry's on the same night. Come pay watch your F1s and whatever's on with them. You're still there at 11:30. Well, we've done an I Factor and gone home by 11 o'clock at Birmingham. And had 30 races and 30 good races. And everybody, it's a lot of working class people racing under some of them formulas that work into their budget, doing what they want to do, enjoying themselves, and putting on a good show.
Yeah. Got a question to put on the end of that one. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you've raced a few formulas yourself.
Mm-hmm.
What formula would you like to have a go in that you haven't?
Oh, good question, because I don't know if my back would take it these days. Obviously, I'm getting on a bit now, but I took a Rebel out at Northampton on a 30 quid for 30 laps thing. They timed me, and I broke the Northampton lap record on track with that car. That was Shappy's car, and I knocked 0.7 of a second off his lap time. And that was just playing at it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I want to go in an F1 because they shut the speed down too much to get into the corners, to be fair, for me. So probably a V8 stock car or even a saloon.
Yeah.
Because it's got big contact. I've tried the non-contact stuff, and I got my hair off that a couple of times. It was Birmingham. I was in a lightning run. I got a bloke tapped me in the door on the pit bend, so I took him out down the back straight into the wall. But he shouldn't have put his bumper in my door, to be honest. But I guess that's banger mentality in the non-contact form. I had a stock rod, Mark II Escort. That was quick until I blew it up. But yeah, probably saloon or a V8. I don't think I wouldn't mind going in an F1, but I don't know. I think I'd be dangerous. I'd give it too much. You know what I mean? Oh, I wouldn't be dangerous at giving it too much. If I could get on with it, I'd probably do all right with it. But saloon's probably a bit more because it's car based. So yeah, either of them.
Yeah, fair enough.
Can I just add a question onto that as well?
Mm-hmm.
Have you got a Boxer Jack lunchbox?
No, much. I've got my own lunchbox, thank you. I don't want a Boxer Jack lunchbox for it. Boxer Jack's actually a very good mate of mine, to be honest. Bless him. Every time I see him, he's always got that bleeding, I think it's his fireproof stuff for under his overalls. He's always dressed in black. I keep calling him the milk tray man. He don't like that.
You can always get yourself
a box of milk tray in your pocket.
Hoodie if you wanted one, Andy.
A what?
A Daz TV hoodie.
Baz TV?
Raj TV.
I like to stay independent on things like that, I think, more than anything, because of what I do, for those that know me. I've got no favourites out when I'm doing the job I do. But I do know a fair bit about some drivers more than I do others. But then you've got 37 formulas to deal with. And let's say, well, there's over 1,000 banger drivers nationwide, aren't there? I mean, there's 165 coming just in the unlimiteds. Then you've got all 1600s. So that's astronomical. I think F1s have gone up now. I think F1s are rattling on about 150 to 200 drivers now, so they're doing well to what they were. F2s have gone up, but back in the day when I raced F2, there were 600 drivers. Well, over 600 drivers. And you struggled to get bookings, to be fair. Yeah. Even as a white top, you could try getting in Birmingham. If you didn't get in Birmingham, there was a good chance that Long Eaton was on at the same time, so you got more chance of getting to Long Eaton. But yeah, there was a hell of a lot of drivers back then. But yeah, no, I've got no real favourites, but like I say, I've got mates that I've got on with for years, and good friends and stuff. I mean, like Rob McDonald, National Hot Rod World Champion, I get on really well with him. Billy Wood, obviously. So yeah, it's just people that I know, and I probably know a bit more about them when I'm talking about them than I do some others.
Right, well, you've just answered question 10 in that one, so we'll not bother with question 10
Boom!
then.
Shakalaka.
Favourite real-life track?
Hang on, because my PS5 says it's going into rest mode. I can't have that. Just bear with me a minute. Favourite real-life track?
Yeah. It can be past, present.
My favourite real-life track was Northampton Tarmac. Now, don't get me wrong, because I did say to Dean way before we put the shower down on there, and it was Tarmac, I said, Dean, the only way you're going to stop people moaning about the pits is put shale on the track. And he said, no. Lo and behold, look what happened. Yeah. But understandably, the tarmac was worn, and there was a lot of concrete going down in the tarmac. The braking points weren't very good, and I understand why I wanted to create something different with the shale, and it's worked. But
yeah,
that track in a banger, in the rain, was something different because I didn't use any brakes. I used the people that were in front of me. It was like playing snooker.
Yeah,
you know, shoot down the straight and bang, and I hadn't got locked diff. The only thing that did pay me off one day, I worked my way all the way to the front in consolation. I was leading, and we were going into the last lap, and that bloody ferret, God rest him, Wayne French, who just passed away just before Christmas. Was it just after Christmas? I'm losing track of time. Anyway, poor old ferret. He took me out. We was in the same team. So he gets back in the pits, and Dino run across.
In the league, haven't we?
Hey, Dino run across and smacked him straight in the ear. His brother, he said, "Don't take him out." He said, "He's the same as us, company friends." He said, "You don't." He said, "What did you take him out for?" He said, "Well, I ordered a trophy, didn't I?" But I mean, that's Ferret anyway. Ferret was a rule to his own, mate. I got on really well with Ferret. I'll tell you something, if Ferret didn't like you, he just wouldn't talk to you. Really, I've got a brother he wouldn't talk to. But yeah, definitely it was Northampton tarmac because the straights were long, and you could throw it into the corner to get around the corner.
Would you like to see it go back to tarmac?
No. I mean, people rant and rave. Right, and I know why they rant and rave, because they think stock car racing is great on tarmac, and it is. It's fast on tarmac, but that track's a lot quicker for cars of all formulas as shale. We get a lot more bangers now, and it speaks for itself. We get a lot, the amount back to basics we get. This BWS round 3 is now 165 cars. There's no other formula running. and it's getting there. It's a smoother track than it was. I mean, when we first did it, it weren't bedded in properly, and Dean's put a lot of work, and the lads have put a lot of work into it and got it nice and solid. And the only thing I do see some days is when you've got one formula running one way and one formula running the other way, then you've got to do track work between the two. But yeah, no, there's less rutting than what there was in it. It's worn well through the winter. It's looking great for this weekend for the F1s, and they'll be really quick round there. And shale is a leveller, and it always has been. I mean, all right, you've got quicker cars these days in some formulas than others, but it levels the drivers out. If you can drive shale before you can drive tarmac. Tarmac's a speed kings track. I mean, you go back to the days of Billy Batten on tarmac, and he just rings around everything down there. Yeah. And Speaky on tarmac, because they know the braking points. The cars are set up to the tarmac. The engines and the gearboxes are right for the job. And the other thing you don't see so much with shale, obviously, is that glow on the brake discs, unless they're hitting it hard. Because we're locked if you hit the brakes hard going into the corner, you're going round in a circle. Yeah, you ain't going round the corner. You got to learn the skill of driving it broadside with a lot of the formulas. So the track works as it is. All right, it's a shale, so you expect to get a bit dirty, but it ain't like some of the old days and some of the old tracks. When you go back to, I went to Rochdale. Rochdale was slack, basically, so it was ash off the pits. And it was, you went there, you came back home, and you washed yourself off in the shower, and it was just a black pool of black dust, basically. And like some of the shale tracks, then were back red shale, so you come back with red, and it was. But no, I think it'd take a lot of work to put it back to tarmac, and I don't think it'd do it any good. I don't think it'd benefit the stadium. Yeah, and you want more people racing. If people are more comfortable racing on shale than tarmac, then that's better. I mean, you still got the big gap when we get to Ensford with bangers and things. A lot of people don't like the speed of the tarmac. I've been round Ensford in 2.8 Granadas, and it is quick. And you're pushing it on, and you can do that on the same on shale, but shale allows you a bit more leeway for error to correct. Yeah.
Would you say Ensford was quicker back then or now?
Cars are different then. Yeah. You got 1600 Rangers, Cortina mainly on twin choke Webers, but now you got twin cam 1600 bangers out there on twin Webers, and they're a lot quicker. The one side of cars were safer than they were back then because they got different folding points, obviously, and the Cortinas used to take a good hammering and Capris. And we seem to have eradicated that period where we had Rovers and Hondas, because some of those, when they got damaged at Ensford, there was one lad, he hit the front pillar, he hit a Cavalier, I think it was, on the back straight, and his front pillar was completely folded onto the bonnet. And they were dangerous, them Rovers, because there was nothing to them. I mean, a lot of the cars do take a good knock, because obviously they've got to have their own crash points to get to be a road car these days. But speed-wise, quicker these days. Definitely a lot quicker in some of the smaller formulas. The unlimited bangers, well, they're about the same, because back then a lot of them were running hot engines, like the Hepburn engines. I think Overy still got some of the 2.8 stroke 3 litre Hepburn engines. and a lot of them coming up from Marina, Essex to race at the big events with them engines in. And there was a lot of us that's just out there with standard 2.8s and 3 litres, which was just as quick. It just, how you get around the corner and what you're going to do when you get into the corner. It might just be you want to just take somebody out. Might be you want to go for a trophy. But, very, very quick track all round.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'll leave the next 2 to you, Dale, while I think of my randoms.
Question number 12.
Number 12?
I'll probably get the blame for this.
Got any gold envelopes?
No. Why do you have
got
the
some
gamer
brown
tag that you have?
Which one?
Any.
Peckish-panda?
And it's not my fault.
Yeah, no, it's not your fault, is it? Oh, well, the way it is, because the problem is, we've both had a lot of gamer tags, and we go into lobbies, and because we put people in the wall and they go over the wall, they block us because they throw their dummies out and they don't want to talk, they don't want to race with us. So we change our gamer tags so we can go back into some lobbies and upset them all over again.
But at one point, there was some people on here that used to think I was you and you was me.
Well, yes, true, very true.
You know which one's which. Who's in a wild king and a road cutter?
Well, we used to think that we were swapping, but it's Peckish Panda because I wanted to pick a Peckish Penguin, but the thing wouldn't let me have Penguin.
Peckish.
I've been Big Dosser, I've been FU Chavy. Father Mush. I've been, I forgot about Father Mush. DFC 351, dirty fucking cunt.
That was the first one when I first.
That was the first one. Yeah.
That were.
But
out of trees.
Jumping out of trees, upsetting people on buses. There you go.
Yeah, well, that's another discussion for a different day.
It is. But well, the one I've got at the minute is just that's because that's what PS gave me. You can't have some of the things, you see some of the tags are quite borderline. Beef got told off, didn't he?
Oh, yes. He's had a few, like as well. Beef.
Oh, yeah, Beef's had a few as well. But, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I've just started spending money on gamer tags.
Idiot. Right, 13th and final question before the random question starts.
Number 13.
Which person helps you the most in a meeting if they see you in difficulty?
I'm never in difficulty, Mush. I'm either dead in the corner, or I'm up front for some reason. And I don't know. Having a nosebleed, I do take wins. It just depends what mood I'm in. The only time I would say anything like that was probably we was on about it last night, weren't we? Me and Beef. You took us into a lobby where we were supposed to be working as a team, and me and Beef destroyed the whole lobby on his own about 7 times on the trot, because that's what we do.
You've been mentioned for that question, for helping people.
Me?
Yeah, it depends what mood you're in, whether you want to help him or hinder him.
Oh yeah.
You've done it to me plenty of times.
Oh, I'll put you in, Mush. No worrying about that. You can go in. Everybody's fair game.
You always know when me and you are against each other because we just start laughing.
Riley ain't winning, I can tell you that much. Not while I'm on the watch. Mickey Mouse. I might help Mickey Mouse out. I'd help Mickey Mouse, definitely.
Yeah. I'll let you do a question, Dave. And I've got
three random questions for you now, Andy.
Are they in an envelope, Mush?
No.
Now, I've got one for you, right? You got 5 envelopes, 1 to 5 in gold, right? And you're talking to a world champion, and the gold envelopes. Which envelope do you think a world champion might pick?
Number 1.
Well, there you go. So why have 5? Just get one envelope.
fair enough.
Save on postage.
It would, wouldn't it? Yeah. Right. If you had any superpower, what would it be and why?
Fucking hell.
Keep it clean.
The superpower would be looking into the future so I could see the lottery numbers, I think, more than anything. I could do the lottery win.
Yeah.
Couldn't we all, though? But, I mean, not everybody knows things that go on, obviously, with my family and the lad being as he is and needing treatment at Oxford nearly every week. But a lottery wouldn't be nice so I could move to Oxford and I wouldn't have to keep doing a 3-hour journey each way.
Yeah, that's understandable. Yeah. Right. What book, movie, or song has had the biggest impact on you?
Now I can tell you that, but I can't name the book because I can't remember what it was called. It's a book about Bartley Gorman, King of the Gypsies. Now, Bartley Gorman had two brothers, John and Sam, and they were John Fury's cousins, and Tyson Fury is related to them. Now, that tells you Bartley was a big fighting man, but their dad used to work for my old man before I was born. And the three lads, obviously, they all grew up with my brothers and everything. But the book is there's things I can relate to in the book. He talks about a bloke bringing him luck with fingers straight that he can't bend. Well, that would be my middle brother because he got his hands trapped under a gearbox and he had to have his fingers fused, so he couldn't move his fingers. So I know bits in that, and talks about one or two other bits and bobs and fights that I know what went on, and other people like the Mexican Webb and his brother. So there's Johnny Webb. I can't think what they called him, the Mexican. His brother was a skinny bloke that fought like a cat. But these are characters that I grew up around. They were around as I grew up. They were mates of my dad's, and it's a bit. It don't seem. It's surreal in some contexts, but a lot of that book I can relate to. It's probably I don't read many books, to be honest. But I remember Tyson Fury running around outside Nolan's scrapyard when his old man's caravan was outside there with his nappy on. So, me old Tyson, was he, 6'5", 6'7" or something now?
Yeah.
And champion of the world, like. But yeah, no, I knew his dad's cousins, John and Sam. He was first to pass away, cancer out of them. He was a big, tall bloke as well. But they were all religious. Obviously, like Tyson's religious. The lad's dad was very religious, but there was a point my dad told me about that the old boy, the job was on its arse for scrapping and stuff, and he was struggling. And it's Christmas time. My old man bunged him on probably about 50 or 100 quid at a time. So they got money and everything for Christmas. So the family had got food and everything. My old man was good like that with people that were good with him. So yeah, there's a lot in that book. I don't, like I say, I don't read many books. The only other book that I've read that I enjoyed was probably one of the first Peter Kay books, where he goes on about systematic and stuff like that. But then I was reading that.
Yeah.
I was reading that while I was in the hospital. So,
right. Last one for you. What's your favourite playlist?
Ooh. In what context? Because I often see playlists pop up from other people, and I look at them and I think, hey, you've been listening to a lot of stuff I listen to, or a lot of stuff that I play. Now, people think it's easy to pick a CD up and he's got CDs up there, he's doing this. Do you know what? You get there, and you sometimes you got music on from 10 at Northampton, and it might go through till 7, So you got to have 9 hours of music. How do you pick 9 hours of music? Yeah, and sometimes people say, "Oh, I don't like what you've played," or "Can you change the tune?" Well, yeah, I can, because I've got a virtual radio station running. So I put all the tunes in there. It picks its own playlist. It does the job for me, because I used to be a radio DJ, so I use that, and I don't play music for myself to listen to. I look at what's called a music chart. So it's like a wheel of music. So you will get at a certain time you play something from the noughties, something from the 90s, and around the other side of the chart you might have like 70s, 60s, 50s. So you're mixing it all up, because you have to play a variety of music, because that crowd, it's difficult with some crowds, because like the 1954 crowd, they're all old anyway. So you have to play a lot of old stuff for them.
Waltzing Matilda and
well,
I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. And
Elvis.
Oh yeah, good boy, American Pie. But sometimes you get a comment, "Oh well, I think all I had was, you played something classical the other day." No, I didn't actually. I played Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody. So it's, well, how's that classical? Oh. But I mean, I went through the phase of using the CDs, and the trouble is you get a pile of CDs and you're changing the CD and you're trying to do something else. But the system I use is different. I've got Michael that does the music for me at Ensford. He's very AOR, and he keeps playing a lot of Rush, and he likes his Status Quo and stuff, and he'll put on things sometimes, and people say to me, "What the hell's he playing now? Star Wars or something?" I've got no control of what's going on in that back room, I'm afraid. But if somebody says to me, "Can you play a bit of something today?" Like, I've got mates that like a bit of country, so I'll play a bit of country. 2015 was the first European I did on my own. I was supposed to have had a DJ with me. I was supposed to have somebody doing something else. I got nobody on the infield doing stuff down there, so I was aiming to do, and I was through very much into the dark, because the bloke that was doing my job before had disappeared. He'd gone somewhere else. Right, he weren't there. He should have been there, but he weren't there. And I chose that week. I did put a playlist together that week, and it was all because I realised it was a certain amount of years since the first European or something, because there's bits and bobs took out or whatever. So I did all the number ones all the way back to the first European in '78. And that was my main playlist for the Sunday. My Saturday playlist was totally different, because I was using virtual DJ then, which you do have to program a playlist. Sometimes I'll use Spotify. I'll have a playlist that I've put together, or I'll have a look. There's some good ones on there. There's a Peter Kay one from that driving program that he was on. But no, I mean, if somebody wants something playing, then as long as it's got no swear in it, I'll do some, try and find it for them, or do something for with them. It's one of them. That bit you don't have to worry about, because what you're worrying about is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And you might not always know what you're talking about, or people will say, "Oh, well, you got that." Oh, yeah, but we ain't got a 3-second delay. We've got.
Yeah.
It's like I wasn't very well at Champion of Champions at all. I was quite poorly that day, and it turned out that I got an infection in my foot gone wrong, and I was going into sepsis. So I was a bit delusional in some of it, some of the stuff that came out. Well, yeah, God bless us. It gets there, and then sometimes I will put some funny bits in. But playlist-wise, you got to look at the crowd that you've got on the day. The banger crowd are different to the stock car crowd. But then again, the music tastes, there's crossovers on it. So there's things like Bon Jovi and stuff like that that'll cross over quite easily. You tend to find that a lot of the crowd do like the rock music. So yeah, put a fair bit of that in. Personal wise, I do like any sort of music, to be honest. At the moment, I'm into a great deal of Pink Floyd. Yeah. The missus is a big Bruce Springsteen fan, so we listen to a lot of that. I didn't like Genesis as a youth, but I've grown to like Genesis and all the split-offs of that now, so I'm listening to a fair bit of that stuff as well, Mike and the Mechanics and stuff.
Music that you didn't like when you was younger, as you grow older, you sort of like slip into...
Well, my first record was the Sex
like.
Pistols, Sure Something Else, and it only got to number 1 because it got Friggin' in the Rigging on the B-side.
Yeah.
You know, I put that in the house, and I said, so I'm just going to turn the record over. I think it was about 11 at the time. She wasn't impressed. First LP would be...
You don't get that nowadays either.
Ant music.
Yeah. Like, you don't get that now. I'm going to flip the record over.
That's the one. Well, I do, because I've got quite a good collection of vinyl. About 7 boxes full, to be fair. But some of the records I look back at, I don't see what they seen in Zenyatta Mandata, was it? The Police album, the one with the triangle on the front. Don't rate it, never rated it. There's a couple of good albums by the Jam back in the day. But yeah, a lot of good music. We've go and watch a lot of cover bands, a lot of live music. So, but playlist-wise, as I say, I use... It's a virtual radio station. I could put all the news and the weather and everything into it if I wanted to.
Yeah.
So, but nobody else uses that. When I've got it there and I've got Graham with me, I showed Graham how to use the on-off bit of it. And what was it? I was playing on and off last year. Ernie, the fastest milkman in the West. People have said you're playing Ernie, but yeah, it's a classic. Some people like it. So he said, well, knock it off your playlist for a bit. So I did. So I put a brand new Combine Harvester on.
The Wurzel,
yeah.
That concludes the questions for tonight.
We've got one more random question.
Oh, no.
Right.
Random
question.
Random question.
Right. What is your least favourite pizza? Well, what is your least favourite topping on a pizza? And who is the person out of everybody in the group you race with? Who is the one you wouldn't share your pizza with?
No,
I like to eat my pizza at 70 mile an hour, you know that much. I can just about do jalapenos on a pizza. I don't see the point of hot dog sausage on a pizza at all. You might as well just have puked on it, to be honest. I'm quite alright with pineapple, but if you're going to want a piece of my pizza, I'm afraid you're going to have to fucking fight me.
Yeah, I'm pretty much like that pizza as well. I want a pizza.
But I'm trying to get the weight off at the moment, so I know like a 6 of a pizza is going to cost me like 500 calories at least, depending on where it is. And I don't think I tolerate pizza. I'm not supposed to have spices and tomatoes because when I was 21, 22, I had a duodenal ulcers burst and I lost probably about 4 stone in a week. It nearly killed me. And I'm not supposed to have tomatoes or spices, so I have to be very careful with pizzas and curries and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's a dodgy one. But yeah, no, if you want pizza, you best get fucking fighting gloves on, boy.
That's nobody going near you for a fast slice of pizza, though.
That's the one. I once knew there was 2 lads I knew that were brothers once, nothing to do with me, and they sat at a dinner table, right? And this lad put his hand across the table to nick the sausage off the bloke's plate from the breakfast, and he stabbed him clean through the hand, straight into the table with his fork.
Touch my food, fill my fork.
Yeah. You know, that's the one.
You live by the fork, you die by the fork.
You know, I wouldn't even share with them bleeding Teenage Ninja Turtles either much. But it depends what the pizza is. I mean, there's a lot of shit pizza shops out there, isn't there?
Yeah. You've found one in Ipswich, haven't you?
It was all right. It wasn't too bad. The best pizza I've got to be honest that we do have. There's I don't know what's it called, a quarter deck at Stratford-on-Avon. It's a barge, and they do a proper clay oven pizza in there.
Oh yeah.
And it's not over the top. It's a nice thin base. It's not over the top with tomato. Although I do not occasionally have tomato. I have blue cheese. A blue cheese pizza. It's gorgeous. It really is. You know. Yeah, connoisseurs. You got to get the right food. You can't eat crap all the time. I mean, I go in these freezer places and I just look at some of the stuff in the fridge and I think, Christ, if I had some of that, I would be in the right state. And I think, unfortunately, a lot of people on different budgets have to eat that stuff regardless.
Yeah. Even more so
it's not right. It's not right at all for what they're selling us at the prices.
I think the worst pizza, like when I worked in a pizza place, they used to do a chikuna, which was chicken and tuna.
Ugh.
Yeah. Nah. Let me cast you back. So I'd be, where are we? 21, 22, 23. I'd be about 23, 24. I had 3 second-hand shops in Coventry. The main one at Spon End was right next door to a place called Snappy Tomato Pizza. Well, I knew the 2 girls that worked in there, but the lad that was working for me repairing washing machines, his brother got a job in there. We used to ring up and make a fake order, right, at dinner time. So he'd go out on his moped to deliver the pizza and get there, and of course there's nobody there. So they come back and they say, well, it's got to be chucked. So he'd go out the back, he'd pass it over the wall to his brother, and we'd have dinner, right? But the bloke cottoned on to it because kept ordering extra cheese. But the Snappy Tomato Pizza Monster Pizza it came in a box 18 inches by 18 inches, and it was a square pizza. And I think there'd be 16 squares, that was it, 16 squares. And you could have a different topping on every one of the squares.
Fucking hell.
And that back then was, I think, $9.95.
Wow.
And it
like
was
25 quid now.
It was. Like that, let's just say it was the bollocks. And they used to do, like these calzone things now. They used to do garlic bread with cheese. It was like a calzone, so it was like a pasty. But yeah, they were good Snappy Tomato Pizza. I think there's still one in Coventry somewhere. But that goes back to my days of being in Coventry and being on the doors and being a bit of a lad back then. So yeah, best leave that behind because I wasn't the person I am today. I'd hit you then talk to you.
Right, well, tonight's been very entertaining. Thank you, Andy.
It has. Just a reminder that if anybody wants to come and piss me off, I have a 3 by 3 foot deep hole at the top of the garden that's vacant. Anything is, I'm just going to be very, very pissed off at having to fill it in once you're in there.
we might have a occupant for it.
I can charge you a small fee.
We might. We'll discuss off the line.
And if anybody from the local forces, anybody from the local police force is listening, I've got several things buried up the garden. If you want to come and dig it up, you might find about 13 cats actually, but if you want to come and dig it up for me, it'll save me digging it, and I can get my plants in later in the year then.
Well, I wondered where that was going then.
Thank you, Mush.
Yeah. Thank you, Andy. Yeah,
that's all right. That's
been
all right.
entertaining.
That's all
I
right.
hope you've enjoyed it. Hope we're not quizzed you too much.
Quizzed?
You're
what
a man
quiz?
of.
We ain't had a quiz.
Man of much knowledge.
Very much knowledge. Yeah.
Yeah, well, having just done, I don't know, let's just say, I ain't the person I used to be, bloody hell. I now, since 2009, when the wife had her first lot of cancer and decided to do education, I now am in possession, I think it's 17 O-level equivalents, 9 A-level equivalents. I was going to do a degree, but I can't be bothered to do 55 hours study a week. Sod that for a game of soldiers. So you learn a lot from education. You can learn as much as you can from reading books. And for any of you that are out there listening a bit younger than us, obviously, don't worry about what you don't do at school. School's the best time of your life, really, and you'll always look back at it. But there's plenty of education facilities past school, and college it's easier to learn at.
Yeah.
So, yeah, move forward. I know we've got a few lads that have been with us a long time that are doing all right for themselves. Not sure what happened to Riley. I think he's just lost cause, really. But next time I'm in Coventry, I'll pick your new turban up for your nan.
Fucking hell.
Oh dear.
That's us, man.
It's a good night from me. It's a good night from them, and I think we're banned for the rest of the season.
Right. Tomorrow night we've got Van Bangers World Qualifier, and Thursday night.
Can we have lady bangers? I like it when the ladies get the bangers out.
1,300 stock cars and micro bangers, because we know how much likes his midgets.
Tomorrow night? Hang on, what's tomorrow night?
It's Wednesday tomorrow.
We don't race on a Wednesday, do we? It's Thursday, isn't it?
No, we race Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sundays now.
Oh, that's right. I missed last Wednesday, didn't I?
Yes. It's
Wash and go, much. It's fucking wash and gone.
Wash and gone. But stay tuned. Now we've concluded these draft profiles.
Same bat channel, same bat time.
We are.
Don't forget to have a look at Baz TV, because Baz ain't a bad bloke, really.
We are looking at doing.
Thanks for that, Andy.
He's branching out across continental places. Raj TV's up next. It'll be reviewing your local delicatessens and Indians.
Oh, fucking hell. Where do we go from that?
That concludes. Thank you for watching. And again, thank you, Andy, for taking your time out of going to bed to do this. It's
over that walk up the garden, fall in the hole, isn't it? Anybody, please do not approach this house, because Bob the terrorist will have you. I've got a cat. Bob the terrorist. He's a black cat. He comes with a machine gun in his rucksack. Do not approach.
On that note,
I'm going to say over.
Thank you for watching.